So today I just want to make a really chill vlog. I am on my way to the gym and it's time for a planche workout. And there's definitely some new things there that I will be incorporating compared to before competition. My structure is way different, more volume, more specific work as well. So before comp I prepared of course with combos and things I was going to perform. Now I'm doing more intensity, working towards the sort of goals I've set up. And currently that is still improving in pronated Maltese, which I did have before. And then the other thing is archer, push-ups and full planche press. So definitely a few goals there, but they work pretty well hand in hand. So I'm training for all of them, and then afterwards I'm also of course having my weighted dips, which I just freaking love doing. Before comp I did 100 kg for 10 reps on the weighted dips. I did get some shoulder pain before competition and have had it for some time. So now I'm slowly getting back to the dips, but last sessions I've been doing about 75 kg. Pretty alright, and every session I actually feel how my form is improving and the connection is getting better. So I hope to be back at the 100 relatively soon. Don't want to push it too hard. And then the other thing I want to mention also, now that I'm not as strict with my training, I also got to accept that maybe results aren't going to be as fast. I've been pretty, not lucky, but I've been at least getting some significant results in the past year. And the people that have been following me, you know, we started without any Maltese almost on the straight bar, and planche in general, front lever touches, front lever pull up, a lot of improvements in just 1 year. And I do gotta have in mind that that progress might not always be the case. For example, now I am also working a lot in the office, working a lot with coaching, a lot with programs, and you know, other parts in life. And I am of course prioritizing my training, don't get me wrong, but there was a period where I literally only focused on getting sleep. I only focused on training the perfect moment where my digestion would be on point, so I would have the maximum amount of energy. That was literally the case I was, and currently I'm not that specific, even though I try my best of course to get the best results, but I am not really as committed as I was. So I just gotta have in mind that progress might be slightly slower, but if that is accepted, then I'm fine with that. I'm still enjoying training, I'm still focusing of course with other things in life, and that's why that this isn't maybe where all the sort of progress will be shown, but my overall progress and my overall personal development is skyrocketing. And at the end of the day, I think that is where I at least find the most joy. It's just constantly developing, whether that is with training or any other sort of aspect in life. So that is really the stage I'm in currently. But really looking forward now to the training sessions and also summer workouts. Oof. I will be bringing you guys onto that as well, when we're just inviting all my friends over to the backyard, throwing combos, blasting music, drinking energy drink, and just insane hype. Literally the vibe, and what I almost look forward to the most with summers. It's not the sun, or of course sun is part of it, but it's actually the outdoor sessions that I just love about summer. And of course I'll be bringing you guys on to some of those sessions as well. But now we're here at the gym, and we're gonna push it with the planche session. And I'm gonna share some more details regarding the training, tips, tricks, and all of those things when we're inside. So see you guys there. However, there's going to be one routine I'm actually sticking with that I did before competition as well, and that's the mobility. As the shoulder injury, of course, is I need the good blood flow, but in general, my mobility just is pretty damn stiff. So it is good that I'm doing this, and maybe the injury was just a drastic call for actually adding it in the sessions. So I will start with this one that I did before, using a just really light dumbbell and getting the retraction and then fully extend. So it's mobility, but also in combination with some strength. Way harder than it looks. Let's do 7-8 reps on the right as well, and then 2 sets in total. First up, we do have the pronated Maltese. The width with these bars a little bit sort of tighter than I would prefer it to be, but I'm really gonna be on the edge of the pallets and thereby being at least as close to Maltese as I can be. And then starting off with a thicker band. This is something I just learned from many years, that no matter how good the warm-up is that I'm doing, the first set will be shit, no matter literally the circumstances. So I'm gonna start off with a thicker band, just get the connection there with the Maltese, get the blood flow and really just activate the position. And then after that, I'm gonna do 2 sets with the thinner band, which is really gonna push the intensity, since this is where it's just taking away a few kilograms, so the rest is pure muscle strength. But yeah, let's start off with the thicker band. And I think it's a good time also to pop this bad boy. Get the extra boost. I think Maltese in general is the one I really get the most fatigued in, and mentally as well. Just it feels like such an impossible skill that it drains me a lot. So full focus here, and then when that's done, the rest at least is a bit easier to perform, even though the intensity is still harsh. Not too bad. I did do one push session a few days ago where I didn't record a vlog, but I trained, and this was probably like 10 times better. So already up to a good start. Let's switch up to the lighter band and then do 2 more sets. This will be pretty damn harsh. But still freaking good. One of my better holds I've done in a long time. We're up to a great start, and I'm really excited for both planche press. Probably gonna be able to do a few reps there, but then also for the weighted dips at the end. Maybe we go up to like 80, 90 kg today. Give it a try. Last one. Let's see if we can keep it up with the good seconds like last or the previous set. And I'm really also focusing on the pelvis tilt. In Maltese, especially when you get help here, it can be easy to get that bum a bit too high up. So really focusing on activating the core and then also using the lower back then to raise up the legs. So form is gonna be key for this set. Let's see if I can succeed with it. Could have been worse. Maybe not the longest hold, but hopefully the form was pretty alright, and also the depth was pretty decent, it felt like. So it should be validated as a Maltese and not a wide planche. Now that was the last one for this one, and next up we have the planche press. It's going to be with a natural grip, that's where I want to start. But of course the long-term goal is going to be to do supinated. Probably not pronated for now, but at least supinated on the straight bar so we can use it in combinations and then also for competition. Full planche press. This one I've been now training for 3 sessions since the World Championship, and I really enjoy it. I like to have actually a bit more dynamics in the training compared to only doing static holds. Of course it's nice, you get progress from it as well, but doing the dynamics, that's also the case for planche push-ups. It's just adds more volume in the training. You of course get a bit more pumped up. It feels a bit better. Off the static hold, of course it's intense and you can't hold any longer, but 10 seconds after it just feels like you haven't done anything. So definitely different feeling with the training, and that's why I enjoy having more dynamics now as well in the training. But key components here, also gonna be the lower back and the pelvic tilt. So it's easy to start arching in the planche press. And of course, to some degree, it's fine now if I do it a little bit at the end, especially when I get fatigued. But the first 2 reps at least, I really want to try to get that form and make sure the glutes are actually moving my body and my legs are following, compared to my legs actually going first and then my sort of back's gonna be arched and then the rest of the body follows. So I want to be in a pronated body and then press. Definitely requires some training, and I'm far from there yet, but that's why I'm using pads and hopefully gonna be able to do without them at some point. I'm not gonna lie, this is the first session with the light band. I did do 6 reps on the medium band last session. This was 4, wouldn't count the last one, but also first set. So give one more try with this band, get 4-minute rest, and then hopefully get 4 clean reps, and then just maybe a hold on the 5th one. I also get millions of questions with how I put the band when I'm doing planche press, and I am gonna show you guys. All right, first thing, I just sit in the band, and this is just to make sure it doesn't go off when I'm in the handstand position. I grab 2 hands, take 1 step over, and then just put it aside. And it looks way worse than it actually is. If you put it on the sides, you are totally fine. Slight improvement, but my limit is definitely around the 4 rep mark. Not the cleanest reps at the end. Try to get a bit better with the connection. Looked on the first set I did, and my bum was just a little bit too high, so hopefully a bit better connection now, but hard to say. The movements is still so new to me that it's hard for me to just evaluate the rep before watching. But after a few sessions, can definitely start to get a better feeling of how I actually performed. I did actually end up now switching to the medium band, the 1 step thicker, just to get a few more reps, especially now in the beginning, since the movement is relatively new to me. I just want to first understand it better before pushing the intensity that much. So the same as with Maltese in the beginning, I rather want to be the position a lot before actually taking away all of that help and just really putting strain on the body. So that's the plan here as well. Just get a bit more reps now at the last set. Slightly better, but my weakness is still endurance. So as soon as we get up to these higher reps, I get pretty damn gassed out. But at least a few more ones than the other band. So let's move on. It is time for archer push-ups. Also another really nice exercise to enjoy, since it's a bit more dynamic. And this is definitely one of those exercises where I feel a massive difference in which arm I'm pushing. In competition, I did do the archer. I can do it 1 repetition pretty all right if I'm fresh on the right arm. Left one, that one is harsh. Even on a fresh day, I don't think I can perform a clean one. So that's why I'm training this one, because I think it's really sick to at least go down on the left, move, and then press back up on the right arm. Just really clean transitions and combos you can perform with it. So that's the plan. We're starting off with the light band and see how I perform, and then switch up if that's needed. Not too bad. Last session I did just 2 on each side and then a few normal reps. But I think I'm gonna see if I can aim for at least 3 on each side and then rather stop there, since this at the end of the day is my main goal. A normal push-up I'm pretty strong at this point. So I did rewatch the last set, and the hardest part, to be honest, that of course is strength-wise harder to perform, but also technique, is to keep the arm that you're keeping straight, to keep that fully locked throughout the whole pushing movement. So you're actually pushing with the straight arm and not necessarily just a small bend on the other arm. And that's also, it's definitely harder, but with this small bend, it's just really tricky to do it, since it's not something I usually do. So that's what I'm gonna really try to focus on now. Hopefully at least 4 pretty good ones where I can keep the arm locked on the reps. And then, yeah, maybe the 2 last ones aren't perfect in terms of form, but might push them out just for the volume. That is bad form on the last ones. But the first 4 ones I think was locked arms, and that's at least where I put focus, so I hope it was. Otherwise I get 1/3 try on the last set. Oh yeah, that last set was much better in terms of form. And I also think when you're actually fully locked, it just looks way more satisfying. It's more like you're literally flying, and this arm, I don't know, it's something to it. It's just super clean. So really looking forward to progressing here and maybe be able to do, you know, more combinations, and yeah, feel free. But I love the journey, to be honest. This is really what I enjoy about training. I spoke about it as well during the World Championship vlog. I was just looking forward to coming back to training, coming back to the grind, pushing new barriers. That is really what it's all about. And I would also like to do maxing in dips relatively soon when everything is healed. Because that's something I miss as well, the pushing weight on that belt. We actually pretty quickly increase the weights in dips and in pull-ups, and I don't think I reached my barrier there, not even close. So that's also something I want to just keep grinding. Now, let's do the last set. So that was the last set. I just added a few reps, but felt pretty right. I am feeling the fatigueness though, but I think they're getting cleaner, and definitely gonna get improved as we continue to train them throughout the weeks. All right, I know this angle is absolutely horrible. The only concern or the downside here is that the dip sort of setup is literally in the middle of the gym, and I am not allowed to have people on the video. So therefore, this is the angle we gotta work with. I will see if I do find a better setup for the dip bars. I will long-term find a solution that's gonna be better, so we can really track, see form and everything. But for now, this underneath angle will have to work. And we are gonna start off with 90 kg. I did some warm-up reps, just body weight, and felt really good. No pain, connection feels on point, strength really high. So let's give it a try. Not too bad. It actually feels pretty alright. Only scary part here as well is that I'm literally so freaking high up that if I fail, it's not gonna be good for the joints. So I better not freaking fail. And 90 kg went up with ease. I am just gonna stick with 90 today though. Not gonna push it to 100, even though in theory I probably could. But slow and steady wins the race. Probably need 1 extra minute for the last set to stay consistent, but pretty damn good. And I think the depth also right. I also just saw that you guys probably didn't see even the weight when I did the last reps due to the angle. Hopefully now you can at least see the weight when I'm doing the 90 kg reps. And I definitely need to find a better solution to this. Like even if I'm recording upwards, I do still think, you know, people stay away from here. And my point with recording is never to annoy anyone or be in the way, just to literally share the journey, inspire people to start calisthenics, and that is not due to the price of, you know, making a bad gym experience for people that are actually here. So I do want to find a better solution, and that's definitely going to be in the future. Definitely getting fatigued more quick than I used to be in the past. But I think give me a few weeks now that we're definitely getting back to the dips, and we should be back with better stamina as well. And that is gonna be a wrap. If you did see my last video or my last vlog from my push workout, you did know that I actually did some box presses as well. And I do plan on having that in the schedule. Today though, I just felt like putting all my energy onto the dips, getting back there, and I think it was a good choice. I am super satisfied with the session, good results, and the dips of course also performed really well, especially now being back, going from almost training no dips, weighted stuff for 3 months or at least 2 months, to now being back at 90. That's a nice achievement. It feels really good to almost be back at where I left off. So that is going to be the sort of structure I am going to continue with, but probably then add the box press as well for future sessions. And then also one last sort of teaser I want to give is that I'm working my ass off on the planche and also the full front lever program. It's something you guys been just absolutely bombing me about to add. I already have the handstand programs, muscle up, pull up, and I started there, but now I have definitely gained enough knowledge as well to really feel like I can create a really good program that I can help people with. But then also I think the structure was just more fluent to start with beginner programs and then work myself up here. Because then both I know how to make programs really well. I've gotten feedback on what should be improved from my sort of beginner programs. So, and then of course I've done coaching now for over a year. So I really know what things that's been working for the majority of clients, and that's what I'll be implementing as well in my programs. So I really hope this is going to be a way to help tons of people. So stay tuned for that, working my ass off, and I will definitely keep you guys updated on when it is launched. But it will be inside the Calisthenics Masterclass. So yeah, I think that is all for the in-house news. And if you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Choo-choo!